So, what do you say when a woman testifies that she was dangled from a 17th floor balcony and her attacker told her, "I'm the devil and I could unalive you"? That's where we are on day 16 of the Diddy trial. The stories are getting darker, the defense is, to some, getting more desperate, and the truth is getting harder to deny. I'm Stacey Brewer, and this is H Blues Word. Let's get into it. Okay, so today we're talking about day 16 of the Diddy trial. And let me just say, this day was quite interesting. The defense's approach left many, I guess you could say, wondering. At one point, they played the hotel video, that infamous video, over and over. Now, some speculate that perhaps they want the jury to be desensitized to that video. Now, that's quite a gamble, it's quite an approach, and we shall see. Now, let's start with the testimony of forensic video expert Frank Piazza. Piazza took the stand to clear up something that the defense has been clinging to, that the hotel surveillance video showing Diddy attacking Cassie was sped up and somehow inaccurate. Now, Piazza said no, it's been slowed down to real time. Now, why does that matter? Because the defense wants us to question what we literally saw with our own eyes. They're banking on confusion, distraction, and technicalities, all while Diddy himself already apologized for what happened in that footage. So, in my opinion, save us the gaslighting. Now, the defense also tried to point out timestamp inconsistencies, claiming the footage was edited. But Piazza explained the cameras weren't linked to the same internal clock. The time updates only when the cameras detect motion. So that's just basic surveillance stuff. It's not some grand conspiracy. And here's something else. The expert found 10 S-tape videos under the user profile Frank Black on a laptop. And if you've been following the case, Frank Black is allegedly the alias Diddy is using. So again, what are we really arguing here? Now, next up was Bryana Bongolan, one of Cassie's closest friends. Now, she was granted immunity in exchange for her testimony. And I'll say it now. She brought some truth, pain, and courage, it seems, to that stand. I mean, Brianna said she saw Cassie with a black eye right after the infamous hotel assault. Then she detailed her own terrifying experience. She said that Diddy allegedly dangled her over a 17th floor balcony for 15 seconds. And then he threw her onto the balcony furniture. Now, while doing this, he reportedly asked, "Do you know what the F you did?" And then she showed jurors photos of a bruise on her leg, plus bandages on her neck and her back. She also described a separate beach incident where Diddy got in her face and said, quote, "I'm the devil and I could unalive you." Now, sidebar. He clearly didn't say unalive. He used the K word, but you know how these platforms are with the censorship. We have to create words like unalive. But then there was the time Diddy showed up at Cassie's apartment. He apparently banged on the door, came inside, and actually threw a knife at her. Now that gives me the heebie-jeebies. It didn't hit her, but it came close. Cassie apparently threw it back, and it didn't hit him either. Now, Brianna also testified that she and Cassie used illegal substances weekly, which, let's be real, is likely why she wanted immunity in the first place when it comes to this case. But let's not forget, it's been alleged that Diddy introduced Cassie to these illegal substances. So if we're going to talk about substance abuse, let's be honest about everyone's role. The defense wants to paint Brianna and Cassie as unreliable because of their substance use, but we've all seen enough to know that Diddy's alleged substance use is hardly innocent or irrelevant. Now, maybe the defense should be asking if his addiction has clouded his judgment, but of course, they're not. Now, some people are saying the prosecution might want to bring in a substance abuse expert to explain that type of dynamic to the jury. And perhaps they will, I agree, because context does matter. So, of course, the defense tried to poke holes in Brianna's story. They focused on when Brianna told prosecutors about certain statements that Diddy made. They claimed she first said Diddy threatened to unalive her during the balcony incident and not another time. They also claimed she said Diddy groped her during the balcony attack. And I just have to say, I mean, come on, really? That's the angle? Oh, she said it happened on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Are we seriously debating the timing of a death threat and abuse as if that changes the horror of what's been described? To me, this defense strategy is kind of getting exhausting. And Brianna also admitted she didn't join Cassie's lawsuit when Cassie first asked. And also, Cassie allegedly got the location and the details of the balcony incident wrong, saying it was at a hotel and naming someone else who was present. But again, let's be real here. The core of the story, Brianna was allegedly dangled off a balcony by Diddy. Whether it happened in a hotel or an apartment, that detail doesn't erase the trauma. Brianna has since filed her own lawsuit seeking $10 million. And of course, the defense is once again yelling money grab, as they do with every other single witness. But sometimes civil court is the only option when perhaps criminal charges aren't available. And if you've been violated that severely, you deserve some form of justice. Don't you agree? Now, her cross examination is set to continue on day 17. So, yeah, day 16 brought more disturbing details. But what stood out to me was this pattern, a pattern of distraction, deflection, and discrediting. And still, these witnesses continue to speak. They speak with photos, they speak with memory, with lived experience. It's not about being perfect or the perfect victim. It's about telling your truth no matter how long it's been hidden. Now, I'll be right here to keep unpacking this trial for you. Thank you for joining me on H Blue's Word. Make sure to follow if you're on a particular platform, or like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay informed, stay grounded, and protect your peace.